Confirmatory factor analysis, a specialized form of factor analysis commonly applied in social science, examines whether observed measures align with a researcher's theoretical view of an underlying construct. Hypothesized models guiding confirmatory factor analysis stem from prior theoretical work or analytic results, and often impose constraints reflecting expectations about the relationships between constructs. For instance, a researcher might specify that two underlying variables are unrelated by forcing their correlation to 0 in the model. After estimating the model, statistical fit indices assess how well the proposed structure captures the observed interrelationships among measures, and poor fit may point to inconsistent constraints or cross-loading of measures on multiple constructs. Researchers may find the condition of forcing certain variable relationships to 0 to be overly strict, especially when some indicators might relate to more than one underlying variable. An alternative that allows partial association between measures and unexpected constructs is exploratory structural equation modeling, where primary relationships are specified, while smaller loadings on additional constructs can be estimated from the data. Mathematically, confirmatory factor analysis models observed variable responses as a function of underlying variables combined with a matrix of coefficients, plus measurement error. Maximum likelihood estimation typically solves for the parameter values that make the predicted covariance structure as close as possible to what appears in the sample data. Despite the prevalence of maximum likelihood estimation, practical datasets encountered in social research often violate its underlying statistical requirements, such as the assumption of normality, or include categorical data with few response options. When these issues arise, robust estimation methods attempt to correct test statistics and error calculations, for example by adjusting model chi-square values using corrections based on observed data features, such as kurtosis. These robust approaches are implemented in standard structural equation modeling software. However, their reliability diminishes with ordinal data. For such situations, limited information estimators like weighted least squares are preferred, as they use methods such as polychoric correlations to approximate the relationships between variables observed as categories, estimating thresholds that separate response levels. Exploratory factor analysis represents a contrasting approach, seeking to uncover latent variables based on data alone, maximizing explained variance without dependence on prior hypotheses. No predetermined number of factors or loading patterns is required, allowing all relationships between measures and constructs to vary freely. This flexibility makes exploratory analysis particularly suitable in the early phases of developing a measurement scale, as confirmatory models may miss model misspecification or fail to reveal cross-loadings. As scale development advances, confirmatory models provide a framework for formally testing hypothesized factor structures and comparing alternative theoretical models. Some researchers mistakenly report exploratory procedures when confirmatory techniques are better suited, while others critique the restrictiveness of confirmatory models when used in a data-driven manner. Nonetheless, confirmatory factor analysis can incorporate exploratory features, such as modification indices, which flag potential improvements by relaxing certain parameter restrictions. Ultimately, exploratory and confirmatory procedures may both play a role. An exploratory analysis often follows a failed confirmatory test to guide further model refinement. Researchers commonly use computer programs such as Lizro, EQS, AMOS, M+, Jamovi, the Lavin package for R, and Python's SymOpy for confirmatory factor analysis. Frequently, confirmatory factor analysis serves as an initial step to evaluate the suggested measurement model within a structural equation framework. The guidelines for evaluating fit and making modifications in structural equation modeling generally apply to confirmatory factor analysis as well. While confirmatory factor analysis does not specify causal links among latent variables, structural equation modeling often does, defining relationships with directed connections. Within structural equation modeling, confirmatory factor analysis is known as the measurement model, and the relationships among latent constructs are referred to as the structural model. A variety of statistical tests help determine how closely a model aligns with observed data. Even if a model appears to fit the data well, this does not guarantee its correctness or that it explains a large portion of the relationships in the data. A satisfactory fit simply means the model could be reasonable. When detailing outcomes of a confirmatory factor analysis, it is recommended to include the models used, any adjustments made, the measures linked to each latent factor, the relationships among those factors, and relevant constraints. Reporting should avoid highlighting only the statistics showing the strongest fit. Among the model fit statistics, standard recommendations include reporting the chi-square test, the root mean square error of approximation, RMSEA, the comparative fit index, CFI, and the standardized root mean square residual, SRMR. Absolute fit statistics evaluate how well the specified model reflects the observed data, including tests such as chi-square, RMSEA, goodness of fit index, GFI, adjusted goodness of fit index, AGFI, root mean square residual, RMR, and SRMR. The chi-square test compares differences between expected and observed variances and covariances, with lower values signaling better correspondence, but its reliability may be affected by sample size. RMSEA attempts to counteract sample size biases by considering discrepancies between the model with the best-fitting parameters and the broader population. Values under 0.06 are generally considered acceptable. Root mean square residual measures the average difference between observed and estimated covariances, though its interpretation can be complicated by differing measurement scales. The standardized version simplifies this by ranging from 0 to 1, with scores below 0.08 signaling acceptable alignment. Goodness of fit index reflects the similarity between the hypothesized and observed relationships, while the adjusted version accounts for the number of measured indicators. Values above 0.9 for these indices are typically seen as reasonable. Relative fit indices, including the normed fit index, NFI, non-normed fit index, NNFI, also known as the Tucker-Lewis index, and comparative fit index, CFI, compare the proposed model to a null model where all variables are uncorrelated. NFI may display negative bias, which NNFI attempts to address. Scores at or above 995 suggest strong compatibility. CFI also accounts for sample size issues, and while a threshold of 90 was once accepted, current recommendations suggest 0.95 or higher for solid evidence of fit. For a model's parameters to be estimated, the model must be identified, meaning the number of free parameters must not exceed the number of unique observed variances and covariances. This is determined by comparing unknowns to the total possible covariances among observed variables, using the expression where the number of observed variables is multiplied by one more than that number and divided by 2. If there is insufficient information to estimate parameters, the model is under-identified and parameter calculations are not reliable.